So the labor and society. How labor is connected with society. So firstly, you will see Marxian understanding. Okay. So labor is also a process, an activity which is explained by Marx as labor is in the first place a process in which both man and nature participate, and in which man in his own accord starts, regulates and control the material reactions between himself and nature. So we already discussed what is this. It's all related to relations of production. Okay, so relations of production, and labor will come as the living part in the forces of production. Okay, so human labor which result into production, that will come as forces of production according to Marx. According to Marx, labor is peculiar of human being, and animals are not capable of producing it, and our labor creates something in reality that previously existed only in our imagination. All these things, blah blah, not that great. It is objectification of our purpose. Secondly, this labor is material according to Marx, as it work with more material aspects of nature. Marx use of the term labor is not restricted to economic activities. It encompasses all productive actions that transform the material aspect of nature in accordance with our purpose. Labor for Marx is the development of our truly human powers and potentials. Okay, it satisfies our needs as well, create new ones. So it satisfies the needs, it create new ones. We have discussed all these points when we discussed about Marx. Once the needs are met, he create new needs. Okay, and he keep on expanding the forces of production. Okay. Furthermore, labor is social activity. Labor does not transform only the individual. Okay, it also transforms society. According to Marx, labor in capitalism is not owned by the worker. Okay, to survive, workers are forced to sell their labor to capitalists. So in workplace, we have discussed a statement before. In workplace, the worker does not belong to himself. He belongs to capitalist. So that is exactly the same thing that we have discussed here. So you don't want to write in these words. Whatever you know, you can reproduce. Since I have taken this content directly like this, I have just read this. We know about Marx. So write what all things you know about Marx with respect to labor. Contrary to Marx, Hegel viewed labor in non-material terms. That means in terms of ideas. He looks at labor as mental labor. So Hegel's concept, we already know Hegel is talking about ideas, and we have compared Hegel's concept of dialectical idealism with Marx's concept of dialectical materialism before also. Another view provided by Marxist writer Harry Braverman in his book, according to which Fordism and automation has actually led to de-skilling of labor force. This Fordism, automation, etc. means, you compartmentalize the labor and everything is actually automated. Labor has lost control over skills, and due to specialized production, they learn just a part of whole production activity, and they became more dependent on capitalist system. Actually, we discussed the same point in Marx also when we discussed about alienation from fellow workers. Alienation from fellow workers, the workers compartmentalized and the workers automated also. Everything is done now by machines. So you are alienated as you cannot express your creativity. So you can write the exact same point in Marx also. This guy rejects Marxian argument that the workers are always in a disadvantaged position. He rejects Marx's explanation that workers work hard due to coercion. The advent of labor unions and other changes largely eliminated the arbitrary power of management. So he is giving a contrary argument to Marx. So this you can use in the criticism of Marx also, and here also. What they are saying is, because of labor unions, the exploitation is actually coming down, and the arbitrary power of management is actually eliminated because of the power of trade unions. Durkheim, we have already discussed Durkheim. What is that? Division of labor is actually a process of evolution in society, and it comes into existence with the autonomous development of society, and it is a social fact. Okay, and it result into integration in society. So the interdependence which created by division of labor. Okay, so what is the function? It integrate the society. We have discussed already. Feminist perspective. So feminist perspective views labor in society in terms of female participation. According to Anne Oakley, industrialization led to confinement of women at home. Workforce participation was limited as women were forced to take the role of housewife. And according to Anne Oakley, actually the mother's role is also socially constructed. Okay, there are obviously biological differences, socially constructed role. There are biological differences, and that is the reason why only women can give birth of child, but it is not necessary that the woman has to take care of the child also. Obviously, after giving birth, maybe whatever required is 1 month rest, or after that women can also go to work. Everybody can take care of the child. It is not necessary women. It is the mother's role which is socially created. 1 year break and everything, it is actually socially created. Recent studies have however shown that workforce participation of women is increasing, but there is also an occupational segregation. Increasing share of service sector in economics has also changed the traditional definition of labor. Labor is not just physical labor now, and I am expecting that you might be knowing this also, glass ceiling effect. Okay, when we discuss about female participation in the labor force, we have to discuss about glass ceiling effect. Most of the lower level jobs, okay, female participation is almost, you can see, par with the male. But if you go higher, and when you reach up to the post of chairman, here there is a ceiling, which you don't know what is the ceiling, but it is very difficult to enter here. Okay, so this is what glass ceiling effect. You don't know what is that ceiling, you cannot see that ceiling, but it may be patriarchal society, whatever it is, you are prevented from entering into the top post. But now these ceilings are, this concepts is going away, because if you see most of the topmost banks, the chairman and the head is actually female these days. Okay, so secondly, this is also a very good point. Arlie Hochschild. So she's saying that in airline, the study conducted in an airline, so she's saying that how female is actually managing their emotion, and how smiling and all those activities that they have done when the customers are interacting with the lady. Based on her study in Delta Airlines, show that service industry require more and more manipulation of emotion. So you are even manipulating your emotion. So here we are talking about labor and society. So how your labor is connected with society and society's requirement. Marxists see such trend as pinnacle of commodification of labor. Okay, so here manipulation of emotion means what I've told you just before, that even your smile is actually a manipulated emotion. You inside it might be something different, your feelings and emotions may be different. Okay, even if somebody is behaving you bad in the airline, still you have to smile and you have to say sorry to that person. Okay, so that is what manipulation of emotions in the managed hurt. You can write the study also. Marxists see this as commodification of labor, especially in the context of female. Another aspect of rise of service sector in the decline of older factory system. Okay, now factory system is reducing, service sector is increasing. One of its consequences is decrease in trade union movement, as less number of workers is employed in traditional factories, and it has significantly eroded the bargaining power of labor in the modern world. See, now mostly the service sector, right? So in service sector, this kind of trade union movement is not seen nowadays. That is the reason why the bargaining power is actually coming down for the employees. Flexible production, liberal labor laws, intense global competition are other factors which have eroded the bargaining power of the labor force. Increasing use of technology and IT at workplace has also enhanced control at workplace, as workplace are now continuously under surveillance. Face-to-face interactions are cut and life is restricted to a cubicle. Work has become more mechanical as a result. So now whatever you want to write, these topics are open to you. For example, formal and informal, and this labor and society, whatever experience you have in workplace, that also, because you as a labor or you as a worker, what all experience you had or you have seen, you can write here. It is nothing which is closed here. Okay, so the first topic that we have discussed, that the social organization of work, that you have to write exactly the same, but the other two topics are very much open and you can write whatever good points is coming to you. So you can even make a division between middle class, upper class, lower class. Okay, you can talk about the aspirations of the labor, you can talk about the labor welfare schemes, everything you can mention. There is nothing which is fixed in this particular topic, but you need to bring 2-3 thinkers here because it is paper 1. Okay, international thinkers. Don't bring any Indian thinkers here. That is actually not required. There are no such good studies about Indian thinkers. Okay, now this Handy in his empty raincoat argues that organizations today require workers with multiple skills, and hence labor is flexible labor today. Such workers are not specialized in one task, rather they have skill portfolio. Skill portfolio means it's like this set of skills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set of skills are there, and such workers are termed as portfolio workers. So this is a trend that you can see in modern society. This is an advantage in a way, because the company can demand different work from the same person, or he can also express his creativity in different domain, but there is a disadvantage also. On the one hand, this situation offers workers choice and they can enjoy different works. On the other hand, it also given capitalists power to hire and fire at their will. Globalization of labor is another aspect of labor in postmodern. Globalization of labor means in the present day society, because of migration and you can shift your labor from here to there. Okay, because of all these advantages, again there are impact on the labor. Labor today is marked by high mobility, transboundary movement, etc. World become increasingly competitive as industries also shift in search of cheaper production. So that's about labor and society. The last 2 topics is not that great, but you can expect a question anytime, short note. So prepare well, bring in thinkers, but the first one is a well prepared and well structured answer. Exactly the same thing you need to write. It is you have not much scope to add here, this one, but the other 2 you need to add from your side also. Even this discussion is also fine, it is perfect, whatever content is there, it is perfect for the answer, but it may be very difficult for you to remember everything. So you can add from your side. Okay, any doubt? So that chapter is done. 6th chapter is done. So tomorrow we will deal with politics and society. So please go through the theories. I have already uploaded. Go through the theories so that we can discuss the other areas.